Hello everyone. Thank you so much for being here this evening. I'm really happy to be able to share a little bit about my practice and my work with you. Before I get started talking about my work, I just wanted to acknowledge that part of who I am as an artist was very much built on the women who came before me in my family. Right now I'm wearing a sweater that was knit by my grandmother, and I also was highly influenced by the handiwork of my mother and my aunt. And all of these women's work very much informs the work that I would like to do. Quilts to me are objects that have this great versatility. They are both craft and art at the same time. You can put it on the bed and be cozy underneath it, or you can hang it on the wall and look at it like a piece of art. For hundreds of years, women's work was relegated to a lesser place based on the way that art was given value. And what my work is trying to convey also, just by its form itself as being a quilt, is to say that this is art. This is worthy of being considered as art. Those women deserve all the credit they can get for this amazing work that they've done with their hands. The show I have in the Outlet Gallery is called Symbols of Transformation. It explores two parts of my visual vocabulary, which are crows and labyrinths. I first started working with crow imagery in 2015 when I made a piece called Black Crow based on the song of the same name by Joni Mitchell. This song talks about the weariness of a traveler as they are moving through the different modes of transportation, trains, planes, etc., and comparing the weariness of that road journey to the way a crow moves through the world. And I had always been very compelled by that song, and so creating a piece about it seemed like a very natural fit. From that piece grew a whole fascination with crows in general, and from there I started doing research and reading all about crows and learning more about them, and from that a body of work emerged. Several of the pieces that you will see in the show in the outlet are about that time and exploring the imagery that crows provided. I call my pieces mixed media quilts, and that is because though the quilt is the final form, I often used various media to build up the layers and create the work itself. Those different media can be everything from photo transfer, mark making, drawing, paint, and also more traditional fabric media such as applique, embroidery, and surface design. When I'm considering which of those media to use with a piece, I am interested in creating something that has the most interesting dynamics and the most depth possible depending on what I'm looking to convey with each piece. Many of the pieces that you can see in Symbols of Transformation have a combination of paint and photo transfer mark making. They also have stitch. Sometimes it's a quilting stitch, sometimes it's embroidery. The embroidery stitches often jump off the surface a bit more. The quilting stitches tend to give everything that dimpled look and integrate the greater picture together. Along with the crows, I also incorporated imagery of labyrinths. Labyrinths are these beautiful symbols of looking inward, and I felt that they conveyed exactly the message I was looking for when thinking about these very difficult times that we've all been going through for the last couple years. Working with my hands is a very important part of the process for me. I do quilt both on the machine and by hand, but almost every piece that I have created has some sort of handwork component to it. The handwork component is the time where I am really combining with the piece, I'm kind of communing with it and giving it my personal energy. This process is extremely important to me and my practice. It informs how my work comes together. It informs how I want other people to perceive the work. and it also informs this legacy that was passed down to me from other women who used their hands to create in the past. As ancient symbols of contemplation and spirituality, labyrinths lead the eye inward intuitively. Through layers of paint, mark making, and stitch, the textures in this body of work weave two mainstays of my visual vocabulary together. Crows are constant companions to our days. They have lived alongside humans for centuries and have been seen as messengers between the worlds of the living and the dead. They feature in myths and legends across cultures, invoking anxiety, camaraderie, amusement, and even fear. Whether depicting various comparisons between human and crow bodies, following the path they take across Metro Vancouver on their nightly pilgrimage, or exploring their shape and resilience, crows have become a symbol of mystery and freedom as they soar above us. Contrasting that mysterious freedom, labyrinths connect us to ourselves and lead us toward a deeper understanding of our own hopes and desires. As a meditative tool, they draw us inward while also representing the freedom that we seek to be fully ourselves and stand in our truth. To transform is to morph or move from one state to another. Crows have been heralded as companions to humans as we travel from the world of the living to that of the dead, gifting our spirits with a guide as we change realms. Labyrinths symbolize that inward transformation, offering, in the time of walking from the outside to the center and back, a realigning of our feelings and thoughts, shaking away the old to usher in the new. With the rhythm of black, white, gray, and soft tones, the works in symbols of transformation vibrate with movement and offer paths of contemplation and curiosity to explore. I'd like to thank the city for this opportunity to show my work this evening, and also the other artists whose work is hanging alongside my own. It's wonderful to be showing alongside you. And I would also like to say that I am living currently on the unceded territories of the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Musqueam, and Coquitlam people on Burnaby Mountain. And thank you all so much for coming. I'm happy to chat to any of you about my work or any other questions you may have about my practice, and enjoy the rest of your evening.